Why do you think Tony Sunshine still hasn't put out an album after 25 years?
They're not letting him really be Tony Sunshine as Tony Sunshine. And instead of marketing him as a regular like artist, not saying that it's not wrong to go into any field. Once you put a label on hip hop, you're just gonna get a certain category of people looking into your work. So when you name him a Latin R&B artist instead of an R&B artist, and not to talk about anybody else's career, but it's just an example. It is what it is. When I first met Dragon, he sounded like X. When he came out on the music, he sounded totally different. I didn't even know it was Dragon. So similar to Tony, what I'm trying to say. Tony, he had a black appeal, almost like how Pun was to black people as an artist. And when he got in the game, it was more crossover Latin appeal and then they told him to stop rapping too as well. So the rapping was his secret weapon. It was either or he could have led with, and the singing could have been a secret weapon, and he could have led with the rapping. But when he came up off that tour, he told me that they didn't want him to rap no more. There's too many rappers in Terror Squad. What makes him different is that he sings. So the day I told him, when he said that, I said, that sounds good, but whoever told you that is going to fuck up your career. That's what I told him. I told him that. That was like 25, 30 years ago. I said, whoever's telling you that, going to fuck up your career. You know what I mean?
It's crazy because when he did that interview with Vlad, right? He spoke about having 7 record deals at that time, and each time he turned in an album.
Yeah, I witnessed.
Like nothing's ever come out though. And I'm sure he's had record labels after that.
He dumbed it down because you probably wouldn't believe him. He had like 9 or 13 record deals, yo. I witnessed a lot of those. I was there. I was like, yo, what the fuck? And he started making a joke after it after a while. Like, I keep getting advances, fuck it. I'm like, yo, dogs, what are they doing? This is what I'm trying to say. They kept trying to promote him as a Latin artist and just.
So you were saying that you were there, you saw that he had so many record deals and everything like that.
Yes.
And he was saying, fuck it, I keep getting advances.
Yeah, because first he was getting stressed out behind it.
And did you hear the music? Was the music good?
Yeah, the music was good, but it wasn't the full potential of Tony to me. Like, it was crossover Tony to me. Like, it wasn't the. All right. You know how certain people can sing with a rhythm that sounds soulful, and then they can sing on another track where they're not so soulful, it's more crossover.
Right.
Yeah.
Pop?
Yeah, not.
Yeah. He had the pop appeal too. Yes. Like he could sing like in a pop style.
Right. Now, when he get into his I guess there was the songs that he wanted to do. They they wasn't probably used to a R&B dude doing songs like that, and those songs was the ones that was getting him the attention though too. A song he had about a gun was another song he did with the Tony. Those were the songs that was getting him attention. So if he would have came out with an album with songs like that first and then go to that level, or they ain't let him breathe, they ain't let him do him.
You know, you hear Joe talk about like one of his biggest regrets was that Tony's career never popped off. Like he said that they invested so much money and had him working with like the best producers and writers, and for some reason it just didn't
He even
work
worked
out.
with R. Kelly. Tony worked with R. Kelly. Not saying like
Wow.
Tony even worked with R. Kelly. I used to call him the Spanish R. Kelly. I'm bigging him up right now because he used to come freestyle and say crazy shit singing to my window. And he always had something going on, waking me up the wee hours of the night. So that's, and he used to make, he used to do impressions. So he was always talented, but once again, they ain't let Tone be Tone. So
So you think that that was ultimately his biggest downfall, was that he wasn't able to be himself?
yeah, he had to appeal to, I guess, the people that was around him. And that's what it is. And then when he tried to, or when he was, he did do it at one point. Um, I think he had altercations with Terror Squad at the time when I think he was being signed to Rough Riders at the time, or underneath Rough Riders management, or was something that he was dealing with at the time.
Wait, you said there was an altercation?
Well, when it was around the time when Remy had altercation with her contract with Joe or whatever, and Tony wasn't feeling Joe or whatever too as well, and it was around that time
Can you talk about what happened?
with with him with that situation. I'm trying to remember the whole thing. So I think he wanted out of the contract because it was something dealing with him coming out as an artist too as well. And because I remember being around them when Lean Back was out, because I shared the brownstone with Tone. I was in a relationship at the time, and um, we had ownership of the building, and we needed another resident, and Tone was looking for a spot. That was right before Lean Back and all that came out. And afterwards, I think Tone wanted to leave Terror Squad, and he got down with Rough Riders at the time. And I'm not trying to bring up their old past and their old beef. And when Remy came home, I think, squashed some political beef with Joe, and Tone wound up squashing his political beef with Joe, and they got back with Joe.